What's up, y'all? It's your boy John here, and we got baby girl
Yes,
Nia.
we are back
We are
for part
back.
two.
Part 2. This is episode 2.
Episode 2. Sorry.
Tripping.
Tripping like big shoes. But yes, episode 2.
Yes, sir.
And this is our podcast, Married at Midnight.
Married at Midnight. And for y'all that didn't catch the first episode, Married at Midnight, we came up with the name because, at midnight, that's when we really get to talking about life, family, faith, love,
Yeah,
and then
that's
when we
right.
do that wild thing. No Diddy. I know.
Oh my gosh.
But yeah, so here we are today with episode 2. The kids are asleep. Everybody is asleep. We got the house to ourselves. So, we
It's
like, why
quiet.
not run it back one time? So what is the name of this episode? Episode 2.
Episode 2 is called Dating for Marriage.
Dating for
So
marriage.
it's going to be all about what qualities to look for in your spouse,
Mm-hmm.
how we met,
Okay.
our story,
Okay.
and just like our divine alignment. So
Okay.
it's going to be an interesting episode.
Yeah, how we met. Look at I guess we can go right into like how we met. Like,
Yeah, so
right?
we can talk about how we met, or actually, let's talk about what was our mindset before we met.
Mindset. Okay. So my mindset,
Just to give y'all an overview, we were in college. We went to Morgan.
yeah, went to Morgan State. Shout out MSU. It's a lot of MSU. Shout out Morgan State. Stamp it. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Great alumni.
So we were in our 20s, early 20s.
Yeah, early 20s. You know what I'm saying? Still dibbling and dabbing. Dibbling dabbing. But yeah, so my mindset was terrible. I was literally
What you mean terrible?
still in the streets.
Ooh.
And I had just experienced a breakup with somebody I thought I cared about. And I never experienced that before in my life. I'm a player from the Himalaya, and now I'll never get cheated on, until this one time. And then it really it humbled me. And so it humbled me, and it made me realize, how I need to mature, and how I need to, my next relationship needs to be a woman that I actually can be in a healthy relationship with.
Right.
I wasn't looking like, oh, my next girlfriend needs to be my wife. It was more so like I'd rather be in a healthy relationship in my next relationship. So
Were you looking for anything in particular, like before we met, or you were just dating just to date? Like, what was your mindset like when it came to?
I was looking for someone, of course, a woman who's loving, caring, has a sense of humor, has integrity. Not like everybody else. Not like all the other women out here who's trying to be outside every weekend.
Yeah.
Someone who had good head on their shoulders.
Before
got
we met,
career
though?
goals.
Before we met?
Yeah,
Were you thinking that way before we met? Like, I'm talking about when you were dating other people.
When I was dating other people?
Or you was just trying to be outside?
When I was dating other people? Yes, before we met.
So your mindset was already on trying to find somebody that was, a good fit for you, basically. You was trying to find somebody.
Because I felt like I was already, like I said, I was a little dibbling, dabbling here and there. And this was coming towards the end of my college career. And, I've been there, done that. And I was kind of like ready to settle down, I guess.
Okay. Yeah, I'm going to say the same for me too, because when I got to Morgan, I had already went to school for 1 year, like college in New York for 1 year. So I experienced college. So when I got to Morgan, my mindset was completely different. Like I was focused
Mm-hmm.
and I wasn't trying to really date that much, like unless it was someone I really liked. You know what I'm saying? I
Yeah.
wasn't trying to be outside
Yeah.
because
That
I
was
had
your mind.
already,
That was your mindset.
yeah, that was my mindset before I met. Like I already had a mentality. I was already mature in that area, so I didn't need to date a bunch of people. And you know how people go to college and they change and they become promiscuous. That wasn't me.
Okay.
So that was my mindset before I met you. I wasn't necessarily looking for my husband in college, but I wanted someone who was on the same level as me.
Yeah, I understand that. I understand that, and I can read that on you. You know, I can feel your vibe.
Really? Could you tell?
I can feel that vibe. All right, I guess we can go into how we actually met. We went into the mindset,
Mhm.
and then we can go into the how we actually met
Yeah.
with the mindset that we had. So,
So I'm a
oh, matter of fact, matter of fact,
what?
I said that I was cheated on, right?
Right.
But I believe I don't know, man. I don't think I was cheated on at the time that I met you though. Oh, I was. I was. I
What are you
was.
yeah, I was about to
I
say.
was. I
You
was. I did.
had to be.
Done got cheated.
You had to
I
be.
done got
Yeah,
it
cuz
cheated on.
that's
Put me on
we going
cheaters.
to talk about that, but
But yeah, so all right. So
actually I feel like I met you. I'm not going to say I met you first, but before we actually had a conversation, I saw you in
yeah.
modeling practice.
She said she was
I don't know
spying
how
on
you
me.
did. You not see me?
No, I ain't see you. She
Wow.
was spying on me like
No, I
Alicia
was not. I
Keys.
was not spying on you. So we was
You
in
don't know
tryouts.
my name.
Seriously, we were in tryouts for
And she seen that.
ABC
And she
modeling,
seen a handsome brother walking down the
and I
runway.
saw you
Uh,
in
uh,
practice, and I was
uh.
like, "Oh, he's really handsome." But I
But
wasn't like,
she never told me that.
yeah, but it wasn't enough for me to be like, "Oh, I need to get his number." Like, we need to like, cause my mind. I told you my mindset was already different when I got to school. Like,
Okay.
I wasn't concerned about looks or nothing like that. I
All
wasn't
right.
concerned about dating.
Okay. Okay.
So when I seen him, I was like, "Oh, he's attractive," and that was it. And I never wanted to like pursue, you know what I'm saying, until we had a conversation. So you can talk about when you actually noticed me.
All right. So I mind you, we went to high schools probably no more than 10 miles away from each other, 10, 15 miles away from each other,
Mm-hmm.
and we hung around the same people. But I never seen this
Yeah.
woman until college. That's number one. So
Mm-hmm.
the first time I actually laid my eyes on this beautiful young lady right here that's I'm fortunate enough to sit by and call my wife. Uh I was at Kappa Vegas. Shout out to the Noops, man. AI. I was at Kappa
And for
Vegas.
the people who don't know what Kappa Vegas is,
It's
it's a
a
banquet.
annual banquet
Mm-hmm.
that the Noops have every year.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of like, they got it set up like it's Vegas, where you got crap tables, stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
All you can drink, all you can eat.
Right.
You
And
know what
I
I'm
was a
saying?
host.
Dance floor going crazy.
Right. I was a host
Old
at the
head cougars
event.
trying to be all on you. You know what I'm saying? For my
All
young
right.
blood. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? You got stiff arm. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, that's the type of event. And I saw this beautiful young lady walk through the door with this red hair and this black dress. And I was like, who's that girl? La, 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 na, 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 na. N-I-A, that's her name. So I was
Oh,
like,
with
oh
the jokes.
yeah. I was like, oh yeah, I can't wait to take her to you fill in the blanks. But
Oh my god. Seriously, come
nah,
on.
seriously though. I seen her and she just had this smile that lit up the room. Like the light was already on in that part of the room. It
Mm-hmm.
was like in the where they were serving food at. But her
Mm-hmm.
smile was just vibrant. It was vibrant.
I was just happy to be there and
It
getting
was
some
like
food.
an angel just stepped into my area. You know what I'm saying? My presence. And so I was like, oh yeah, I had to run down. And so, man, I had a couple of drinks. I had a little more. I had a little too many drinks. And
Mm-hmm.
you
Yes.
know, when I'm already a talkative person, sober. So when I get drinks in my system, be talking the whole sermon. You know what I'm saying? And so I end up, talking to Nia. We was talking about the Lord. As drunk as I was talking about the Lord. Yep. And yeah, and she was feeling me. She was like, man, this brother is handsome. He over here talking about the Lord. He drunk, but he look good though. But I asked for her number, and of course she denied me. She
That's
denied me.
because, okay, so for one, you were drunk. Why would I give my number to a drunk person? You could easily say, "Oh, I don't even remember the conversation." Like, why, you know what I'm saying? Why would I put myself in that situation?
Yeah, you right.
That's why I was like, well, next time I see you, if you ask, I'll give you my number. But I did find it interesting that you were talking about God
Yeah,
because not too many guys do that. Like, I think I said that last time when we
yeah.
first met and you were just sharing like your testimony with me.
Mhm,
And I felt comfortable with you.
mhm,
I felt really comfortable and that intrigued me a lot.
mhm.
But like I said before, like you were drunk and I didn't want to take it there.
Yeah, I feel
I
that.
wanted you to be in your sober mind.
I feel that.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, I feel that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get it.
Yeah.
So, anyways,
And
first
he did
time,
ask again.
first time it didn't work. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Second time, I seen her in the canteen, bubble. I said I gotta go smack at her again.
I thought you were going to say something else. I'm like, oh my gosh. Okay.
And she denied me once again.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, man, this woman is playing so
Okay.
hard
So
to get.
can I tell you why I denied you the second time? I denied you three
Oh,
times like Peter.
wow.
Like Peter denied Jesus. That's crazy. But yeah, I denied you because the second time I wasn't sure about you. I was getting some type of energy that you were outside, like you was
Hmm.
trying to be outside.
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't know if you gonna try to play with me. So I'm just not
Yeah.
in the I'm just not in the mentality to be dating and be playing around. Like I'm more so looking for somebody that's serious. At the time, like I said, my mindset, I wasn't really looking for somebody. But
Hmm.
if somebody came around and was trying to be serious and was God fearing, like I was gonna, pursue.
Give
But
him that chance.
I just didn't get that from you then.
Mm.
So that's why I was like, well, we'll see next time.
Yeah.
Next time.
And I ain't gonna lie, it made you even more exclusive because, you know, you was denying me, and I don't back down from no challenge, especially for something that I want or someone that I want.
Mm-hmm.
So third time it was just a given. Like I was walking, she was coming from the student center. I was walking past the library and it was literally no one in our paths. It's just us walking into each other. It would have been awkward as I don't know what if we would have walked past each other and not said a thing. So I was like, oh yeah, this is my opportunity. So I did my little thug this put my little chapstick on, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, put the eyebrows on, you know what I'm saying? Walked up to her, like, hey girl, you gonna give me your number this time. You ain't running away from me. You ain't escaping
Yeah,
this time.
I was like, let
And
me
he's
just give
like,
him my
oh,
number.
all
I'll give him a
right.
chance. He's persistent. He pursued me, so I'm like, all right, he's
Okay.
serious. Let me
I'll
see what
give
this
you
is.
my number. I was like, all right,
What's this
cool.
about?
And then from there, the rest is history.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh no, but after
But
that,
I was about to
so
say,
so
it's a
once
little
I,
bit more to the
so
story.
once I got the number though, man, I was still dealing with, just the pain of my ex. You know what I'm saying? I don't know, it was really affecting me. And I
When when you asked for my number?
I mean, when I had to get your number in order to contact you. I told you when I was
Yeah,
in my mom's house, when I texted
yeah,
you
you
that
told
time.
me that. Yes.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's the point where I got your number and I was still feeling some type of way about it, and that's why I said a prayer. I was
Oh
like,
yeah.
Lord, my next relationship, I needed it to be official. Like, I need someone who loves you, is a follower of Christ,
Mhm.
and someone who is just fits me. and
Mhm.
someone I could take serious. I want this next relationship to be serious. I was tired of playing games, and so I
Mhm.
immediately thought about Nia after that prayer. It was like, okay, let me text her. Set up a date or something, cause I don't even like. I got her number. Okay,
Mhm.
knock that goal down. Now it's time to take her on our first date and really talk to her, really get to know her face to face.
Mhm.
And so that's when I hit you up immediately. And next thing you know, we on our first date.
Well, just to go back a little bit because I feel like you were trying to pursue me all summer,
Oh yeah,
and you were like, we were just friends. We were friends at
yeah.
that point,
Oh
and I was
yeah, that
like,
you
remember,
was.
we were friends.
Yes, it
You
wasn't
missed
just
that
like
whole. It wasn't just like,
It
oh, you
wasn't
got
just
my
like
number,
straight
and
to the yeah. It
yeah,
wasn't straight to the point. It was like definitely
we
some
definitely,
time in
yeah.
between there while I was trying to like talking to you here and
But
there.
you wasn't like trying to press me. Like you was just more so like, yeah, just trying to get
I
to
was
know
just
me,
calm. Yeah, we
and just like
on the
friend, like
phone
on some
talking
friend stuff.
regularly. But then you know I got tired of this talking. I need to see you, girl.
But when you text me, I feel like that was the perfect time because I had just stopped talking to somebody
Mhm.
and I was like, open and available to like dating. And I felt like it was time for me to like kind of get back in that scene of
Yeah.
dating. And when you text me, I was just like, you know what? He's been really persistent and he has been hitting me up. So why not? Let's see where this goes. And I gave you a chance and you asked me on a date. We went
Yeah.
to Valentino's in Baltimore.
Valentino, that spot hitting.
That was our first date.
Oh,
And let
you
me tell you.
man, hold up. Before
Okay,
we
okay,
leave,
okay.
let me stamp Valentino's because that's the late night spot. I think it was open. Wasn't it open 24 hours?
Yeah, it was 24
24
hours.
hours, but it wasn't no McDonald's, man. It
I was
wasn't. It
I'm not
wasn't
gonna
no.
lie, I was skeptical. I was
Yeah, it
skeptical.
was a little skeptical, but
I had never
it
been
was.
there.
Yeah, it was no rinky dink food. It's like you get that shrimp Alfredo, and they don't give you no the little bubble gum shrimp, little bubble gum shrimp. You know what I'm talking about? The drink that's already small. You put in the pot, that thing shrivel up even more. I'm talking about they give you that jumbo shrimp, that fresh, like they just grabbed it out of the damn ocean shrimp. Telling you.
Yeah, it was really good. We
Yeah,
had a Alfredo. You got that
and
too?
she of course she wanted the shrimp Alfredo. That's her thing. Women love shrimp Alfredo. That's women thing. They love eating it and they love making it for their man or for their significant
Yeah,
other.
it's an easy meal, but it's a comfort food. It's really good, and they had a
Yeah.
really good Alfredo. I was surprised
Yeah, what did I
when we
get?
got there.
I
I feel
forgot.
like
I
you
got
got
like a burger
Alfredo
or
too.
something. Oh yeah, I
You
probably
sure?
did.
Yeah, I think you got Alfredo, but it was really good. I was surprised because I looked
Yeah.
it up online before I came because I'm like, mind you, it's 10 o'clock at night, and I gotta drive from PG to Baltimore to go on this date. So I'm like, hopefully this ain't no booty call. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? I
I
wasn't.
know.
I was like, oh,
I mean,
what's this
even though
giving?
you
What is this
stayed
giving?
though, so you don't have to drive all the way back home.
No, I went back home that night. The
Oh yeah.
second time
Oh yeah, the second time.
when we had went to the movies
Yeah,
because
we
I
went
was
to the
like, nah,
movies.
I'm tired.
Yeah, I wasn't gonna let you
But
drive all the way back.
the first time I drove back home
Yeah,
after the date,
yeah,
and I was really shocked by the restaurant in itself.
yeah.
But one thing I will say, I don't know if I ever told you this, that you were when we were on the date, you were talking about your ex the whole time.
I think you
Did I?
did.
I
You did
mentioned
tell
it.
me that.
Oh yeah,
You did
yeah.
tell
Yeah.
me.
So basically, you were talking about your ex the whole time, all night. Like I feel like I barely said anything. I don't remember saying that much, but I just let you vent. Basically, you was like venting to me, and I could see that you were like really hurt. And dating 1-on-1, people say, "Oh, you shouldn't talk about your ex on the first date,"
Yeah,
but I didn't mind it because it allowed me to see like that you're not afraid of commitment and that you really cared about this person
mm,
because that's all you was talking about and how she hurt you and all that stuff. So it allowed me to see your heart.
yeah,
So I knew for myself, like, okay, this was somebody that is looking for a wife.
yeah,
You were looking for somebody to spend the rest of your life with somebody that you can be serious with. It wasn't like You was just like, oh, whatever. She was just nobody to you. You actually cared. So I thought that was
Unfortunately.
interesting
Yeah.
because it just made me look at you differently instead
I
of
appreciate that.
me looking at you like, oh, he's just a playboy. He just,
Cause I could have shot myself in the
yeah.
foot.
That's how
Man.
I thought about you. Like before that date, I was like, oh, he's just a playboy. He ain't really. He probably just on some games. But when we had that date, it made me look at you different. Like, no, you trying to be serious.
Yeah, definitely. I definitely was trying to be serious, and so yeah, man. What happened from that point? Like we went from
Yeah.
there.
So we went from there, and you said a prayer.
Yeah,
Funny
I said
thing
a
is,
prayer. She said a prayer.
I said a prayer, but my prayer was a little different. All I asked for was for someone who knew the Lord.
Mm-hmm.
So one had a relationship with God, and I said that he doesn't have to be perfect because I'm not perfect, and I feel like I had already been through like the list of guys who I asked God, can he be this way? Can he be that way? But then I was like, you know what, God, I'm just let you take control here. Just give me somebody who loves you and somebody who you don't got to be perfect.
You hear? She went through her list of guys. She had a list, okay,
Not like
and
that.
I came at the
I'm
very
not saying
end
like a
of that
list of guys.
list.
I'm saying like you know how women have a list for the type of guy they want.
Yeah.
That's what I meant to say.
Okay.
So I've done that in the past where I've prayed for a guy that had this, everything on the list, and
Mm-hmm.
God gave me that, and it wasn't what I wanted.
Okay.
But when I finally asked God, hey, I just want somebody who loves you, and they don't got to be perfect, and I let him
And
do the rest, and he took care of it, and he gave me someone who was much more than just God fearing.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He
Nah.
gave me you,
Yeah.
and
And
it
he
just
gave
made me
me a Proverbs 31 woman.
it just made me think about King Solomon. You
Yeah.
remember that story? King Solomon and how he only prayed for wisdom and
Oh
God gave
yeah.
him riches, honor,
Oh
wealth,
yeah.
all
And
of
he could
those
have asked
things.
for anything he want. Anything. He was like, God was like, why you ain't ask me for like? I'm surprised you didn't ask me for money and all this. You asked me
Right,
for wisdom and knowledge.
right.
And man, that made me want to switch up my prayers instead of trying to pray for Lord bless me with more money or you know what I'm saying, more
Mhm.
wealth. Lord bless me with, you know, more wisdom, how to budget my money, how to invest my money.
Mhm.
So, instead of just asking for the money,
Right.
ways that learn ways that I can, better put my money in certain places where it benefits me even more than me just asking for the money. And I just feel like in life,
Mhm.
when we pray for certain things and we don't get it, it's not because God don't have it for you. It's because the season that you win is getting you prepared for that thing that you prayed for.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, so that was basically my prayer. I just asked for a God fearing man and he
Yeah.
gave me so much more than that.
Yeah.
And cuz he know God one thing I said this in my vows. But one thing that I love about God is like he knows exactly what we want
Mm-hmm.
and what we need. So like
Yep.
you don't even have to tell him what you want in a woman.
Mm-hmm. He
He's gonna
already
give
know.
it
He
to
know
you. He's
what your
gonna get
heart
yeah.
desires.
He's gonna give you what you want and some, which you didn't even know you wanted.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that's what I have to say about that
Yeah. Facts.
one.
What I'm about to say?
So
What's the next thing?
so
What's the transition from
I
here?
guess what made us pursue each other, like, did we already talk about how like okay, we started talking?
Yeah.
What made us want to take the next step as far as dating, making
Yeah,
it
I mean, like I said, I
official?
feel like I was at a vulnerable moment,
Mm-hmm.
but at the same time, I knew that I didn't want to play any more games with the next relationship that I, encountered. And so, like the Lord brought me you. Well, I knew that I, already was getting that vibe from you. You
Mm-hmm.
know what I'm saying? You wasn't like the average lady, You wasn't like I didn't see you. When I seen you at Capa Vegas, I didn't see you anywhere else. I mean, I'll see you on campus here and there, but you literally getting your food and you getting out of here, like not really sitting in the canteen. Like you was very mysterious. Like I was trying to figure out, like, okay, I don't really see her outside like that. She don't really go to no parties or nothing. Who is this woman? Like, I don't hear no guys talking about, guys, they be talking about the women that they slept with or that they talking to, and even some guys that I know that was trying to go at you, they was like, man, I ain't really getting no play, and it made it seem like they was that encouraged them to try to go harder, I guess. But I was the
Oh,
one
really?
who got the prize, you know, and and now we locked in for life.
That's because you were persistent. And one
Yeah,
thing I will say, when a man wants you, he's gonna pursue you. Like he's gonna chase after you. Not
yeah,
I hate to use the word chase, but he's gonna pursue you. Like if a man is not pursuing you, he
yeah.
probably don't want you.
And that's what I'm saying. Fellas, don't be scared to pursue. Like, and then if the lady is not responding back or she not giving you no play, try again. Now,
Mhm.
don't be no creep or nothing. You know what I'm saying? But like, if you feel like it's something there, all right, try again. But if you feel like, man, Shorty is not messing with you at all, then just leave her alone, man. Go to the next thing, man. For real. Don't waste your time. You know what I'm saying? Don't waste your time, man. Cause, it's just a lot of women out here. Don't waste your time on, you showing yourself approved. You showing yourself that, yo, I'm trying to, you know, be this guy for you. You know what I'm saying? I'm
Mhm.
interested in you. So you show that to them. If they not really feeling it, bruh, go ahead, go about your way. You know what I'm
No, but
saying?
that's not what you did though.
I mean, but that's what I'm saying. But because I felt that vibe. Like even though you denied me, I
Mhm.
felt like, okay, I know you feeling me. You know what I'm saying? I know you feeling me. Like I
Mhm.
know you are. It wasn't like you was just straight, ew boy, get out of here, you ugly, like,
Oh,
or
okay. I get
or
what you're
just
saying.
or just like,
Mhm.
just real like, yo,
Standoffish,
yeah,
like
standoffish or
yeah.
just trying to avoid me and stuff like that.
Right. Right.
So
Okay. I
it
got you.
was like, okay,
Mhm.
but if you if a man is, trying to talk to a woman and she's clearly not trying to give him no play, got an attitude and all this stuff, leave her alone. You know what I'm saying? Cause she got
Mhm.
that stanky attitude. She got a stanky baggage too. You need to leave her at the door. You know what I'm talking about?
Oh
I
my.
ain't playing with them. And don't play. Yeah, don't play with them. Cause these women ain't playing with us. So
Mhm.
you know what I'm saying? Just
Mhm.
make sure your chips is together. You know what I'm saying? I ain't just talking about your money, man. I'm just talking about your mindset. You know what I'm saying? Mentality. You know everything, man.
Mhm. So some of the qualities that made me want to pursue you was I don't know. I just felt like you had a lot of wisdom
Hmm.
for your young age. You had a lot of wisdom. I could tell you grew up in church, and you knew the Lord. Like you loved Him, and I always felt like if you don't know the Lord, how can you really know yourself?
Yeah,
You know,
I feel that.
and how can you love anybody else if you don't love God?
Yeah,
And He's the
praise him.
ultimate idea of love. So
Yeah,
those were my reasons why I was like, okay, let's
let's
get into
do it.
dating. And because I was like, if we're talking for more than 6 months, we might as well just make it
And
official. I'm not
see,
about to be
that's what I'm saying. She gave me
waiting.
ultimatum.
Not no, I gave myself an ultimatum. I didn't give you an ultimatum.
She was
I
like,
told myself,
if we're not together in 6 months, I'm leaving. Then she said, then I didn't even notice you guys that I just found out recently. She was like, if we are married past 6 years, I mean, if we are together in a relationship past 6 years, she was going to leave me. I would not be married right now.
no, because look, I mean, the way you saying it right now is making it sound really bad. But think about it. If somebody is dating you for 6 years plus, do they really like why haven't they made it official?
I mean,
Why haven't they
so
married? I'm
I'm
not
gonna
gonna
I'm gonna
say,
tell you my logic behind that.
and that's just my
Um,
thing. Like if you haven't put a ring
well,
on it after
yeah.
6 years, that's ridiculous.
So as when we were dating, we end up making a beautiful child, our first child, Legend. And at the time, I feel like that helped me mature. And what I mean by mature is, just help me be a better man because it made me look myself in the mirror to realize that the things that I'm going through in my life is not because of nobody else but me, you know? That's when I finally realized like I can't keep blaming everybody else or the things around me. I gotta truly look myself in the mirror, which is definitely a hard thing to do, especially when you prideful, you confident, and I feel like I had this confidence about myself as a defense mechanism from my childhood. I just felt like I had to be overly confident in order to be cool around my peers. And so I had to build this confidence within inside myself, like affirmations, telling myself that I'm this and I'm that and starting to believe it. And you know, once I realized I ain't all that in a bag of chips, and I realized that I do mess up and I'm not perfect, and I realized that things I was going through was my fault. That's when I started to change. That's when I started to mature. And like I
Mm-hmm.
said, that was around the time we had Legend, and I honestly felt like our communication became better around that time too, because we had mutual feelings. We just wanted this thing to work. We didn't want to, be going back and forth and arguments and stuff like that. We really wanted to get to the bottom of, you know, whatever we was discussing at the moment. I felt like that helped with our communication. So we don't argue anymore. Literally, we don't argue. We have conversations. If I messed up, I apologize. If you messed up, you apologize. And it's just a team effort, man. Like, it's not a one-sided thing. You know
Mm-hmm.
what I'm saying? I feel like if it's one thing that I feel like you will want to look for in someone who you will want to marry, is communication.
Right.
Because if you can't communicate with them,
Mm-hmm.
it's 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 I mean, it's a downfall.
Right.
Like, just think about the greatest teams.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? You got the Kansas City Chiefs. They ain't have such great communication, you know, they wouldn't be where they are right now. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? They have a great relationship amongst the players on the team,
Mm-hmm.
so that they can win the Super Bowl. So if we not on the same page, how could we win the Super Bowl? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
The Super Bowl of life.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's one thing I feel like you know,
Made you want to marry me,
I didn't say it made me want to
or
marry
just
you.
like
It helped me
make
to
that
figure
decision?
out
Mm-hmm.
that
It was
I
time.
want to marry. Yeah, it was time I wanted to marry you.
Mm-hmm.
But then year 5, going into year 5, it was like a whole vetting process. And I know it might sound crazy because you like,
Vetting.
yeah, y'all, you like, oh, you been with me 5 years. That wasn't enough. It wasn't. All right, let me rephrase that. It wasn't vetting. It was more so like, all right, this year is the year that I'm gonna decide, like, if I want to really make this move.
Mm-hmm.
It was like, you know, just getting myself prepared for it.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
You were just trying
because
to
it's a big
see
step.
how this year would go,
Yeah, I was just trying to see how the year would go,
like
even though
as
we've been together
confirmation
for 5 years.
for
But it
as
was just
confirmation.
like, yeah, it was just like, all right, I didn't want to just jump into it, even though I
Jump
knew.
in.
I know it sounds crazy, you guys,
I'm
but
listening.
look,
I'm
you gotta
understanding.
hear a train of thought for
Mm-hmm.
us men. You know what I'm
Yeah, I
saying?
get it.
Sometimes it just takes us some time. Some guys, yeah, they might know within this
Mm-hmm.
first 6 months to a year. Yes, that's possible. And sometimes guys might not know until 4, 5, 6 years. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying?
And what do
And
you think contribute to that? Like,
well, I feel like
I know
I
we
feel
were
like my
young.
finances too, cause
Yeah. Okay.
I wanted to get you a nice ring. I wanted to do it right. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't trying to,
Mm-hmm.
no offense to my people that be going out here to, uh, you know, to the courthouse and stuff like that, which I was going to originally do. Or just getting a cheaper ring. I ain't gonna say cheap, but a cheaper ring, because it's really the thoughts that counts. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? But I knew in my mind what I wanted, and I ain't gonna lie, God made it happen for me, because I
Mm-hmm.
prayed about it, I meditated on it. And God say don't make hasty decisions. Even though I've been with you 5 years, you be like, man, you been with her 5 years. How's that a hasty decision? I still wasn't in that mindset of, okay, I'm ready to marry you, you
Mm-hmm.
know?
Mm-hmm.
That's not to say it's a bad thing, cuz we married right now.
Mm-hmm.
But so year 5, that's when I was like, okay, this is the year where I'm really paying attention and really like see how really pay attention to how well we work together, how our communication is, how everything is.
Mm-hmm.
And I already had in my mind that I wanted to marry you anyway. It was just planning the steps to marry you.
Mm-hmm.
So I already knew that I wanted to marry you. Put it
Right.
like that. I knew I wanted to marry you. It was just I needed to plan the steps in order to marry you how I felt like you deserve. You know,
Right.
and we of course we had the son at the time, so I'm like, definitely I'm about to marry you. And I ain't see myself with anybody else. You got everything that I need. You're a beautiful woman. You attractive. You look good as hell.
Really?
Say not. But you are very caring. You are a very loving person. You know, you put others before yourself, and sometimes I gotta remind you that you need self care as well. You know,
Mm-hmm.
um, and man, it's so many other qualities that you have that
Mm-hmm.
you know, just it just made me. It just got this little smirk on my face right now. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like you're good at as far as helping me through certain situations. You always got great advice. We can have constructive conversations, whether it be politics, whether it be life, whether it be anything in life. We can have constructive conversations. Um, you was always there for me, always there to support me.
Mm-hmm.
Just loving on me. I felt peace around you. You know what I'm saying? I feel like that's the
Mm-hmm.
main thing right there. One of the other main things besides communication is peace. You know, like I said, when I'm wrong, I felt vulnerable to apologize to you. When you was wrong, you submitted to me and you apologized to me. You
Mm-hmm.
know, and so yeah, man, I could go on and on
Mm-hmm.
about
Yeah, please do. Say.
yeah, I could go on and
I'm
on
just kidding.
about why I wanted to marry you. So, man, I was taking notes because, mind you guys, that was year 5. Year 5 was the year of taking notes to give this woman what she deserved. I knew that what type of ring that she wanted, what type of cut ring she wanted. I found out the size of the ring she wears. You know what I'm saying? I was preparing. I was loading up the chamber. You know what I'm saying? Ready to let that thing go. You know what I'm saying? I set up a vacation for the day of her birthday. So I proposed the day before your birthday.
Mm-hmm.
And on your actual birthday, we
You did
went
a
out
great
of
job.
town. We went to Puerto Rico. So I was
Mm-hmm.
like, man, it was a lot. That's something you can't just be like, oh, I'm about to do this in 2 months, couple months.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You gotta really like meditate and plan that. You gotta get the bread for it. I ain't had a bread for it at the time. You know what I'm saying? And I knew I wanted to have a wedding,
Mm-hmm.
and so the Lord made that happen literally because we was gonna go to the courthouse, and then
Mm-hmm.
my dad called me talking about, hey, y'all found a venue yet? I'm like, no. He like, well, I got a venue. I'll pay for it.
Yeah.
And right there, that started the clock. Like, it was like,
Right.
okay, we got to figure this out now.
Yeah.
Shoot, we about to have a wedding.
I definitely think God had his hand on us in our marriage
Yeah,
and us having a wedding. I felt like he wanted us to have a wedding.
yeah. I
Just
felt
so
like it too.
everybody can see like our love for each other and how authentic it is.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I know. I feel that. I feel that.
I'm
And I
glad we
feel
had
like I
people to
love this
witness
true.
it.
This is the only woman that I truly loved. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? That's a beautiful feeling to find the
Yeah.
woman that you truly love.
Oh, babe.
You know what I'm saying?
That made me feel
And
good.
so it's like you know,
Mm-hmm.
like finding your soul, how they say finding your soulmate. And it's
Mm-hmm.
crazy because you think, it's love at first sight, but everything is not a fairy tale. Like
Yeah, I
I
was gonna
know
say that
women,
too.
I
Yeah.
grow up watching Cinderella and all these
Mm-hmm.
other movies. You slip or fall off. You got this tall, dark and handsome brother coming, oh woman, hey, I found your slipper. Let's get together. Like, nah, it don't work
mm-hmm.
out like that. We started off fighting like cats and dogs, honestly.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? Until we realize, like, okay, we truly have a spark for each other. We like each other. Let's figure this out for it so it can work. So if I gotta work on
Yeah.
myself, because it wasn't necessarily changing who I am,
Right.
but it was because we always strive to be better. It was more so, like I said, maturing, being a better me. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm still me. I'm just being a better me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And that helped me be better for her. You know?
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. That's beautiful. Everything you said,
I
I
appreciate
appreciate
it.
it. I really do.
Yeah. So that's why we
Um,
here today.
yeah, and just to like go back on like it's not a fairy tale.
Yeah.
People think, oh, you're just gonna meet your Mr. Perfect or the guy you're supposed to marry, and everything's gonna fall in place, and everything's gonna be like a fairy tale, but it's not.
It's
And
not.
our relationship was far from that in
Yeah,
the
it's far.
beginning.
It's far
And I
from it.
think that's why it took us so long to get to the point of marriage because
Yeah,
we
because
had a lot of
we had a lot of traumas
baggage.
and baggage from our own personal lives that we
Yeah.
was trying to
To
get over.
yeah, we
You
were
and
still
we
dealing
didn't even
with.
know. Yeah, we were still dealing with it. And then in between, in the middle of that, I found out that Nia was pregnant. So not only are we still trying to,
Mm-hmm.
you know, right our wrongs, and not even necessarily right our wrongs, just
We
get through
trying.
the
I
trauma.
was
Just what I'm
right.
saying, of you know
Yeah.
whatever we've been through,
Mm-hmm. And
and
then we bring a baby
and we
in,
bring
and
baby in
now
it.
our focus is
Oh,
towards him
yeah,
more
and that,
so, and we not really thinking about marriage. And
yeah,
then, once he gets to the point where like, all right, we got a little experience with this baby thing. Like, let's start thinking about
yeah.
marriage.
Let's start thinking
What's the
about
next
marriage.
step?
Yeah, what's the next step, man? Because I so my goal was I just wanted a solid foundation at the home, at the house, at home. You know, I didn't want my son growing up. I didn't. I'm not that going. I definitely was not about to be co-parenting, so I was going to make it work regardless. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But Nia wasn't that type of woman to be all bitter or angry or just hold grudges. So she made it easier for me to get along with her, basically.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What you mean by that?
Nah.
We can talk about it another episode.
Nah, so I mean, like I said, oh
I
yeah,
mean,
of
I know
course.
we had our problems. We had our problems.
Yeah,
Like no
we
relationship is perfect. It's no way. And then at that we were really young. We were still young, but
yeah,
we were a lot younger. Like our whole 20s we were dating.
yeah. But you
That
made it.
we
Yeah,
were
but I
still
feel
trying to
like I
figure
honestly
ourselves
feel
out.
like it was more so me. I feel like I was, looking back on it and being the bigger person, I feel like a lot of it was because of my immaturity and the lack of what I was doing. I feel like Nia already had the characteristics of a woman that needs to be married immediately. You
Not
wasn't really,
immediately.
nah, seriously, you wasn't really like you had. Of course, we all carry baggage and things that we've been through as a child, all the way to adulthood. But you still was a genuine, kind, caring person. That's how I met you in the beginning,
Mhm.
how you was, and I feel like it was because of me, which kind of like caused you to lash out and think about that trauma and things that you've been through, past relationships that you've been through because of my immaturity. So I feel like I kind of like lit the fire. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
But at the same time, it helped us,
Yeah.
grow and cultivate the relationship that we do have now.
Right. And yeah, so you know, I just feel like we align so perfectly because
Yeah.
we're opposites too.
Yeah, we are opposites.
And one thing I did notice,
Opposites
like
attract.
opposites do attract, but they also help each other grow.
Yeah.
Because there are qualities that you see in me that you have, and you may encourage me and say, hey, you can do better in this area.
Yeah.
And I think that's why we bumped heads so much in the beginning, because we are two completely different people, but we have the same common goal and the same common, what is it, morals.
Yeah.
But I think because we're opposites, we can clash. And I feel like we worked through that. And by the time it was time to get married, or we thought about marriage, we were like already past that clashing, and we came to a better understanding of each other,
Yeah.
you know. And I think that's what helped me, like, okay, if he don't propose within his next year or two, like,
We
what is
definitely
happening?
was. We definitely were opposites, or still are opposites. Like I was outgoing, and Nia was more like reserved and
Honestly,
so
I feel like that's the best relationships. Cause think
yeah.
about it, if you had two
But I ain't gonna lie,
people
when
like
I
you
first,
or two
But the
quiet
thing
people,
about it is Nia is like halfway kind of like me. You know what I'm saying? So like she not
mm-hmm.
fully. It's like what's the little circle, the little graphs? They got the
Oh,
circle, circle, and then they got the
in the
both
middle, yeah,
in the middle.
yeah,
That's how it was. It was like, okay, I got my characteristics. She got her
characteristics.
characteristics,
Uh huh.
and then in the middle, we both share like some
I forgot what it's
characteristics.
called. Venn diagrams.
Yeah, that's
I don't
something.
know.
It's
I
something, man. I've been
don't
out of school
know.
for like how long? A long time now.
Yeah, but
But
definitely that's a perfect way to
yeah, that's
explain
it.
it.
Yeah,
Like,
it's definitely like that. And because it'll be times where, you know, we having a good time at at an event, get good music playing, we having a good time, and then not acting all reserved and stuff. She on my level. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? This is sober. This is not being drunk or nothing. Like,
right,
you know what I'm saying? So, that's what I'm
yeah,
saying. It was just she she matched me on a she matched me in certain areas or
mm-hmm.
events or things that took place in my life exactly how I needed her to match me. Like, it
Right,
was just so compatible, you know.
yeah,
That was like, all right, I can do this. Like, okay, she reserved, but all right, she can do this, she can do that. Don't let the shyness fool you, you guys.
and I wouldn't even say I'm really that shy.
Yeah, she's not really
I'm
shy.
just more reserved,
Yeah,
and I like to observe more than talk.
yeah, and I like to talk more than I observe. I like to talk more than I listen, which I'm working on
I love
now.
to listen. Like, I could listen to
Cause the
people all
Lord said
day.
you gotta listen.
I can listen all day.
You gotta listen, man.
Yeah, that's probably why we work so well with each other.
Yeah, and
Cause
that's
think about two people who can't listen, but all they want to do is
and then
talk.
I'm not even about to sit here and try to take credit for what the Lord has done. I'm not about to sit here and say, "Oh, I fixed my life. I looked myself in the mirror and I realized that I needed to change this, and that." It was honestly me looking and reading the Word of God to show me how I needed to move in life that helped me to be a better man for Nia.
Right. Yeah, and not only that, God, my dad was just talking to me about this today. God, He puts you in relationships so you can't see yourself.
Yeah.
It's like you're looking at yourself outwardly
Mm-hmm.
because your partner sees everything that you do,
Yeah.
and it's their job to correct you.
Yeah. And Nia knows me like the
And
back of her hand. It's scary how much Nia knows me. Like, I could never try to get away with anything because Nia will know. She will know. She will know.
yeah, and a lot of people
A
think that
woman's intuition, man.
you get in relationship and everybody they're supposed to agree with everything that you do, and if they
Yeah.
don't agree with it, then this is not the person for me. But that's honestly the wrong way of thinking. Like, the person that you're in a relationship with probably won't agree with you a lot of the times,
Yeah.
but
And
it's
that,
to help you and
yeah,
push
help
you
you
to
grow.
grow.
And that brings me to the point of, men thinking that, oh, I need to have the nice car, the nice crib, the nice job in order to find a wife. When your purpose in life may be that you need that wife who God made from your rib in order to elevate to that type of level that you're trying to get to. Because since I've been with Nia,
Mm-hmm.
man, she's helped me develop into a better man, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Just be for calling me out on my BS. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Keep it at 100 with me,
Yeah.
but still loving on me though.
Right.
Like, not calling me out and then saying, man, I can't deal with you,
Right.
but
But
calling me out, but I
in
still
a
love
loving
you.
way.
Yeah, in a
Yeah.
loving way.
And I feel like
And
you do the same for me too. Like, you
yeah,
encourage me to speak up and no, you need to address
that's what I'm
this,
saying.
and
Yeah,
you know what I'm
man.
saying? Like, those qualities I need.
Yeah, that's why, man, I hate that, man. Please stop following this worldly standard of how you supposed to meet your wife, what you supposed to
Yeah,
do, or
it's
like,
not
or
gonna
how
be
or how you supposed to meet your husband. Like, man, it is tailored and fit for you.
right. No
It's
one can
some
tell you
yeah,
exactly how.
you
There's
like
no blueprint.
it's not for everyone to know how it happened.
Right.
you know, it's not for everyone. It's just for you and that woman or man that you plan on marrying. Like, stop letting all these people in your relationships,
Yeah.
man.
Oh,
That's what I'm saying. Like, you
yeah.
gotta, you know what I'm
We can talk
saying?
about that all night.
You can talk
Honestly,
about it all night,
I'm not
but
gonna
that's
lie
what I'm saying.
because
Like, yo, you gotta.
that is the number one thing
It's
that.
whatever your preference is. So if you
Mm-hmm.
like prefer, okay, I need to have my ducks in a row before. Okay, that's fine. But what if you meet the love of your life on the way to the bag? You gonna just say, "Oh, forget you, I'm going to the bag"? Because I know a lot of people that's successful that wish that they would have, paid attention or catered towards
Mm-hmm.
building a family instead of just becoming successful. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? Because it's not always about materialistic things. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? Like, people so caught up on getting a bag and running it up and having nice cars, nice houses, and having a lit business. But man, I'm telling you, you still gonna feel lonely. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? You gonna feel lonely. You know what
Right.
I'm saying? Who you gonna share it with? You know what I'm saying? And if you out here tricking on these women, that ain't cool. That's not a godly man. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, God created us to be kingdom men and women. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, you either gonna go to heaven or hell. At the end of the day, you gotta pick a side. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Whether you serve the Lord or you serve
The world.
the world.
Mm.
And so you can't be moving out in the clubs and all this and all that, you know, doing all this wild stuff behind the scenes, thinking that you're gonna find the love of your life. Look what type of environment that you in.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes, man, God may be telling you, yo, you need to focus on yourself before I even bring you that woman, that
Yeah.
needs to, be a part of your legacy.
Right.
But
And for us women, I feel like we have to be strong and we have to mature before we can meet the guy that we're supposed to be with.
yeah,
Like I
and
was saying, like
oh my,
when before I met you, my mentality was mature.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying? Like my mind was made up. I
yeah.
wasn't trying to be outside. That wasn't my goal. I wasn't
Yeah,
trying.
but you are a submissive woman, but you're still strong. I feel
Yeah,
like women, you can be
we
strong
need
and
to be
still be
strong.
submissive.
I feel like as women we need to be strong, especially if we're going to support the man
Yeah, that's what I'm
to
saying. And I
do
feel like women nowadays they
their
think,
what
oh,
they
I'm
supposed to do.
I'm the
We have to be
boss.
strong.
You gotta listen to me. You know what I'm saying? I'm the boss.
But a lot of women, it's so much stuff in society. We can I don't even want to get into
Yeah,
it. It's like
what man?
feminism and all that. You know what
Yeah,
I'm saying?
it's a
Like I'm
lot of
not trying to
stuff.
even get into all of that, but
Man,
we can talk about
our
it another
history,
episode. But just
black
to think
people.
about I want to go back to something that you said though. You
Yeah,
were like keep people out your relationship.
yeah,
And I remember when we was in premarital counseling,
yeah,
your pastor was like, stop telling people your business.
yeah. Stop it.
Stop talking about your spouse to your friends.
Yeah.
Stop gossiping about them. I don't care how you felt, what they did.
Yeah,
You
instead,
don't go
and you
and
ain't supposed to
tell.
gossip anyway. That's a sin. You don't gossip.
Right.
You talk to the actual person you got a problem with.
And even if you don't feel like it's gossip, maybe you just like, oh girl, John did this today. I feel like I just feel some type of way. Like even the littlest thing, you know what I'm saying, can
Yeah,
cause problems in your relationship and you without you even knowing, because now your friend is looking at your spouse certain way, and while you forgave your spouse, they're still thinking about all the stuff that they did to you. You know
yeah,
what I mean? And it's just like,
yeah. It's neither here nor
no,
there, man.
we don't
We
want
here.
that.
We here now. We
Yeah,
here now.
yeah.
So
But
so
I just mentioned that because you brought it up, and I was
yeah.
just,
Oh
trying
no,
to make that
no,
a
for
good
sure.
point.
Nah, that is definitely a good point. That's very important point actually. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man.
But
I,
that just goes, I mean, before even marriage, like I feel like people should keep that mindset when they're dating,
oh
because
yeah,
your
because your
friends
friends could,
can impact your decisions.
man.
And,
Yeah,
ultimately it could cause you to
make the wrong
make the
decision.
wrong decision and
Miss out
not,
on the
yeah,
person
miss.
that was actually
Exactly.
meant for you.
Exactly.
You
So,
know?
yeah. See, you read my
Yeah,
mind.
yeah,
Not read my mind, but you finished my sentences.
yeah.
So yeah.
So yeah, that's it,
I
man.
know. I think we talked about everything.
Yeah, that's
Like,
it.
and like I said, number one, you're the person. If you're looking to marry, if you're dating and you want to find someone to marry and you're interested in that, you need to make sure they have a relationship with God, with
Yeah,
Christ.
that's first and foremost.
There is no other way
Unless
because
you, man, we
I'm
can, we can tell people that, but if
that's
they don't even have a
again
relationship with Christ,
right.
you
Yeah,
need to take yourself, you need to take yourself to the Word of God. You need to go ahead and crack that Bible open.
yeah,
You know
you
what I'm
need to do
saying?
something
You
because
need to understand the
either you
Word.
need to get a relationship with God or you need to find somebody who has a relationship with God and yeah, make that work because
Man, because and
that's the
then
only
people be
way.
thinking that
And this is this is
the only way that the Bible is true because of Jesus, but I'm telling you, there's so many historical facts in the Bible before Jesus, like when Isaiah and everybody was prophesying about Jesus before he even walked this earth. Like the Bible is a supernatural book.
yeah, it
It
is.
is literally relates to everything that you're going through in life. And it's been written how many years ago? Thousands of years ago. So how can you deny it?
Right.
Come on now. Y'all reading these horoscopes and these crystals and all this BS, man. You need to lock into the word of God. And I ain't gonna say no more.
Yep.
Yeah,
That's
and that's
right.
it.
That's it.
So
Yeah.
appreciate y'all checking
Hopefully
us
this
out.
episode edified
Yeah,
y'all
hope it edified y'all. I hope
and
it sparks something in your mind on what
right.
you will want to look for in a wife or a husband. I think you guys should do that. I think you should take this video and be like, you know what? Let me
And think
come up
about
with a
one thing.
list. If you really serious about that, being in a relationship, you looking to find a husband or a wife.
I won't
I
say a list. I would just say
Yeah,
seek
I would say
God for it.
list. Yeah, yes. No, I'm gonna say, nah, go ahead, write out, make it plain. Go ahead and create your list
I'm
of
just saying
5
because
characteristics,
my
topics,
yeah. I mean
things that you want,
yeah.
and
Okay.
then like Lord, if this is
Mm-hmm.
obviously
Yeah,
you
I
got that
got you.
desire in your heart for a reason. I
Right.
could see if you didn't desire that, you wouldn't even be going to the pen and pad. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? But if you desire that,
Mm-hmm.
go ahead and write it out.
And
Write
then
it out
ask God.
and then like Lord, if I'm fortunate enough to have a wife or a husband, these are the qualities that I would want them to have. And
show me what's right for me and what's not.
show me what's right for me and what's not for me. And I pray that you make sure that I'm prepared for my finest moment.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's it.
Yeah. And I hope you guys took at least one thing from this episode that you guys can use.
Yeah.
And apply to your lives and your relationship.
Yeah.
That's ultimately our goal.
Yeah, that's our goal, man. We gonna keep pumping this thing out.
Yeah.
Until there ain't no tomorrow.
We're
So we
excited.
appreciate y'all checking out.
We so appreciative of.
Yeah, we appreciate y'all checking out our podcast.
Yeah.
This is episode number 2. So we fairly new in this thing.
Right.
But we gonna keep it pumping out.
Gonna keep it going.
You know what I'm saying? So if you guys want to stay connected with us, you can follow us on our Instagram. We're gonna drop that link below. You can subscribe to our YouTube channel where you watching this video right now. And what else? Oh,
give us a thumbs up.
Yeah, give us
Let
a
us
thumbs
know
up.
if you like this video.
Yes, please.
Throw some
leave
comments down.
Please, we
give us your
all
opinion,
the comments.
what y'all think. We want to hear everything.
Yes,
yes.
Because God put us here to serve.
Yeah,
and that's what we're trying to do.
We're walking into our calling and our assignment, and we're gonna be obedient this season. So y'all gonna hear a lot from us.
All right. See you guys later.
All right, see y'all.
Deuces.